up? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a review and a tutorial. So we're going to be reviewing the Disney Designer Collection and Colourpop Midnight Masquerade palette. This is the second princess themed palette that they do. So they did do a first original collection with Disney, which included all of the main major Disney princesses. So they did reuse some of the princesses, like Ariel's in this one again, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Belle. There's no Princess Jasmine. I'm a little upset about that, but that's okay. We're just gonna move on from that. Wish they would have reused her, but they did add some of the other newer princesses. I'm kind of happy that they added Esmeralda. I think that's really cool. I feel like no one ever really includes her, so I kind of like that they did that. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this palette, show you guys, and then kind of show you the packaging of everything. So this is the front of the palette. Looks like this. So let me open this up for you guys to see. Here's the palette. I wish I could show you entirely. Okay, so as you can see, there's all the princesses up here. As usual, that's how the other one was as well. So there are lots of different looks that you can do with this palette because of the variety of shadow colors that are in here, which I really like about this palette. The packaging really sells me for this collection just because I love Disney and the fact that they make it so pretty and on theme. So yes, the packaging is really beautiful and the shadows look really pretty, but is it a quality product? So that's pretty much what I'm going to show you guys today. How these shadows actually work, how they look on the eye. Are they smooth? Are they buttery? Are they pigmented? Stuff like that. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this look in the process of that using the shadows from this palette. So if you want to know my review and my thoughts on the Disney Designer Collection and Colourpop Midnight Masquerade palette and learn how to do this look at the same time, please keep watching. Okay, so my eye is prepped with some concealer. I set that as well, and today's look is just going to be on this Midnight Masquerade palette. Since this is a review, I tried to use as many shadows as I could within this color scheme. So also my nails are horrible. I'm just letting you guys know. I did not have time to fix them. I took off my nails, the acrylic nails. So I've been using regular nail polish and they are really ugly and nasty. So don't judge me, guys. Don't come for me, please. I will fix them, but for this video, I didn't have time, okay? So just letting you know in case you see my ugly chipped nails. Okay, let's get started. So to start off this look, I will be going in with this Morphe M514 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes to blend. And we will be taking the shadow pip right here in the palette. Ignore my ugly nail. Also, I'm sure you've noticed by now, my face is done. Everything is done today. All the focus is on the eyes and the review of this palette. So going in with that shade Pip, and we're going to be blending this above the crease. All right, so we're just lightly blending this out above the crease. I almost forgot what I wanted to say right now. Okay, so this is kind of just a light application. I'm barely putting any pressure. So as you can see, it's kind of just giving it a nice soft transition color here. So from this palette, I can tell that the shadows they're pretty pigmented. This is a pretty light color, and just with a single light, really light tap, you can see that this color is showing up pretty well. Now we're going to move on to the next shadow. I am taking a pencil brush and I'm going in with the shade Nutmeg right here. This one you will be packing on, so feel free to pack on the color for this one. So this one's going directly into the crease, slightly above, because we are kind of doing a really soft cut crease today. So you still want it to kind of show above the crease because of my little hooded eyes. So I still like to bring it up a little bit higher, and then I'm just gonna start blending that in already. Normally I do this backwards, where I put the darker shade first and then I blend in the transition color, but today I wanted to do it a little bit differently because I want this look to look I want this look to be kind of softer. Then I am taking a Sigma E36 brush, going back in with that first shade Pip. And I'm just going to go over the edge of this really quick. Just cleaning up this transition color. Making sure I didn't get all washed out. So next I'm taking a Sigma pencil brush. This is the E30 pencil brush. And I'm going to be going in with the shade Gaston right here. So this pencil brush is a little bit more pointy. So I'm going to take the point of that brush and just grab the smallest amount of this shade. Just very tiny bit. I barely touched it. And now we're going to add this directly into the crease. I'm just going to start blending that in. And I don't extend this one out too far. I kind of keep it right here at the end of the eye. Don't really extend that too much at all. Okay, so now we're going to do the softer cut crease on the eye. As you can see, it is really not that dramatic of a cut crease. It's pretty subtle, pretty soft. So that means that you have more room to be less perfect about it. Like, you don't have to be so precise about it. I personally wasn't too precise about it. I kind of just like carved it and then went over it along the edges of it just to soften it up a bit, added the shadow, and that was pretty much it. So that's what we're about to do. So I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This one is almost done, so it's kind of like semi-dry, like semi-done. So I like to use this because it's not so thick at the moment. So I take like a flatter brush and I pick some up from the applicator. I kind of just go in here and just start carving this out. Like I said, you don't have to be as clean with this one, so I kind of just go into the carve. Like, I don't really like do any crisp lines. I kind of just start carving this in. I kind of just let my eyelid lead the way for me for this one, since it is a softer cut crease. Kind of just follow the line of my eye. Basically, I eyeballed it. Like, honestly, I kind of just like looked in the mirror and kind of guesstimated it. And this cut crease is going all around the eye, not just half or anything like that. I did a full around the lid one. Okay, so that was pretty much it for the cutting of the crease. Now I'm just going to go back in and kind of clean up the lines on the edges of the cut crease. So I'm going in with the pointier Sigma pencil brush and the shade Gaston. That was like the more wine color, the more burgundy-ish color. Grabbing a little tap of that, and I'm just going to go over the edges. And as you can see, I'm not being like super clean about it. I'm kind of just like going in with it. So on the actual area that we cut the crease, we're going to be using a mixture of Spinning Wheel and Mama Odie right here. These are these two really pretty shimmer shades in the palette. So I'm going in with a Sigma E58 brush, and first I'm going to go in with Spinning Wheel. So I'm just going to apply this all over the area that we carved. So as you can see, I'm not being too neat about this one either. I'm kind of taking my brush with some product and then kind of going just around like that. Then I'm going in with Mama Odie. This is a really pretty shimmer shade too. And I'm just going over all of that with this shade as well. And now we're going to move on to the liner that I have here. So this liner is all powder, it's all shadow. I did not use any gel or liquid eyeliner for this. I just used this BH angled brush and the shade Quasimodo right here in the palette. I can't really do my eyeliner on a small mirror like that, so I'm bringing in the big mirror here. So just bear with me with this mirror. Sorry if it bothers you that it's here, but I promise I'll make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So starting in the center of my eye, and this is when I'm going to start kind of forming that little line. And what I'm going to do is take the end, the tip of the brush, and I'm going to swoop that out this way, kind of start making a line where I want the liner. So as you can see, I very lightly sketched out where I want the liner there. Then I'm going to take the top part of this liner here and kind of connect that back to that line that I just created. And now I can start filling it in. There we go. So I basically have the wing down. Now I'm kind of just going over and deepening the color a little bit to make sure it's a pretty deep brown color. So off camera, I went ahead and prepared my lash for them to get tacky. These are the Lilly lashes in the style mykonos. So I actually cut these down to be pretty small. My eye is pretty small, so I like them to be really wispy at the end. So I just chopped it a little bit, chopped it a lot actually, because my eye is pretty small. But we're gonna wait for those to get tacky. In the meantime, I'm gonna apply some mascara to my own eyelashes, and then we're gonna do some of the bottom lash. And yeah, going in with my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. Yes, I'm still using this one. Okay, so bottom lash line, what we are going to do is basically go with the same shades that we used on the top lid, and now we're going to do that on the bottom lid. So I like to start off by putting the kind of middle shade that we used on the eyelid. So I'm going to go in with that shade Nutmeg right here and a pencil brush. So I'm going to start by lightly dusting this on the lower lash line here. I like to use the darkest color that we used on the eye closer to the actual waterline. So I'm going in with that angled BH brush and that dark brown shade Quasimodo. And I'm going to start lining this right here on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to start slowly bringing that in along the waterline. And I'm making it the thickest on the outer corner of my lower lash line here. And then I'm going to take that pointier pencil brush and some of that shade Gaston mixed with Nutmeg. I'm going to mix those two now. And we are going to go over this. And then for the next part, I'm going to take the Sigma E36 brush and the lightest shade that we used, the first one we ever used, which was Pip. And I'm just going to lightly dust over this, kind of just tie it all in together. So before I continue the rest of the lower lash line, I'm going to pop on my lash. Okay, Lilly lash is on, and now we are going to continue with the lower lash line. And the next big thing in that area is adding the white into the waterline. So I'm going in with my NYX Professional Makeup Retractable Eyeliner. Honestly, this is my favorite one to put in the waterline. This one doesn't really fade or wash out or anything like that. I have used a few others and they don't seem to last as longer, but whenever I use this one, it really lasts like a long time. And even when I'm like washing my face, it's work to take it out of my waterline and to make it go away completely. So I'm probably gonna invest in getting a more nude color, but I personally like the white one for my eyes. I feel like that one makes my eyes pop the best. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. This is a really good one. I love this one a lot. So I'm gonna be going in with this one in my waterline here. As usual, I have to put my eye down like this because of my contacts. So I'm just taking that angled brush one more time and kind of just going over that lash line area really quick. Okay, that basically completes the lower lash line, and now we're going to take some mascara, going back in with my L'Oreal Telescopic and just adding a very light amount to my lower lashes. I feel like if I put too much, they look way too bold. Sometimes I don't like that with my lower lash line. So it's safe to say that I really love the shimmers in this palette. That's usually the case for me. I feel like I always love the shimmers in palettes. So one last touch to the eye, which is the highlight. This is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlight. I am obsessed with this one at the moment. Taking a small detail brush and some of this, and I'm going to add this right here onto the corner. Just like that. And I'm also going to apply some to the brow bone. And I already added highlight everywhere else, just a very subtle amount. And we're going to move on to lips now. So I'm lining my lips really quick with the LA Girl. This is the LA Girl lip liner in Natural Cream. So I'm just going to line my lips really quick. So I'm very torn between Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Vamp, and Ashton. So I think what I'm going to do is mix them on my lips. So I'm going in first with Vamp. Okay, so this is pretty dark. It is a really nice like fall look that's going on right here. So I'm just going to go over this really quick. I do want to lighten this up just a little bit, just a tiny bit. So I'm going to go over this with Ashton. Alright guys, so this is the final look. There's a lot of fall vibes going on right now and I'm really into that. I'm really liking this look. So the shadows are very similar to the shadows in the It's a Princess Thing palette, which is the first Disney designer and Colourpop palette that came out, which is probably the reason why I like it a lot. I really loved that palette. I loved the shades in that palette. And they're pretty different to the shades in this palette. There are some that I feel are very similar. Like these three shades I feel are pretty similar to some of the ones that are in the first original palette. But then they add these really cool chunky glitters, these really pretty shimmers. There's like an iridescent one and that's really pretty. So I personally like that. You could definitely use this for like a bunch of different type of looks. So you have like fall colors in here, you have more neutral colors, and then if you want something a little bit darker, there's like a darker blue in here. So you could really do a lot with this palette, and I think that's what I like when a palette is very versatile, where you can take it somewhere and expect to be able to do any type of look. That's what I really love about palettes, and I feel like this one really has all of that. Not only that, it is Disney and I love anything Disney. I'm a little upset that there wasn't any Princess Jasmine in this one. I understand that she was in the other one, but I think they did reuse some princesses for this palette and I'm like, why not Jasmine? Like, why not use her again? So I'm a little upset about that just because I'm like a hardcore Princess Jasmine fan, but I'm not mad at the actual palette. This is a pretty good palette. I really love the shades in here. Overall, I really liked it. I am going to play with this chunky glitter soon. If you haven't seen it, let me show you. I mean, wow, that's pretty. So that was Floating Lantern and this is Royal Ball. I mean, look at Royal Ball. Oh my god, that is really nice, you guys. So I don't even know where to put this, but wow, these are really cool. Loving these chunky glitters. They are hard to take off, so you can definitely tell that they would really stick on to wherever you place them on the eye. So that's always a good thing to know too. Are the glitters going to transfer or move around on your eye? It doesn't seem like these would. So, and so far this shimmer is not doing anything crazy. Sometimes if a shimmer is like way too pigmented, like an actual pigment, it'll like get all over your eye sort of, but this one really is not doing that. And I really like when the shimmers and the shadows stay in place, so that's really cool. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I post a video, you guys are the first ones to know. And if you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram. I am at daniammumtaz. You can find most of my makeup looks on there and all my other pictures that you don't get to see on here. So yeah, please give me a follow on there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you guys found this review pretty helpful. If I were you, I'd go and grab this palette. Just saying. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!